see you guys again. Jeep has been a big part of the sales success that Lisa talked about. In fact, the Jeep sales calendar year to date so far are up 44%. And our dealers here in the Northeast, Richard, thanks for coming, are a really big part of that. In fact, last month, the Northeast sales for Jeep were up 50%. So pretty substantial when you take a look at, the Jeep Cherokee is new in the range and a nice addition to the sales growth. But all the sales isn't coming just with the Cherokee. The Cherokee is doing very well. We'll talk about that in a second. But every Jeep across the range has got double-digit sales growth. So good indication of a good, strong brand that's growing with good product and good representation with people like you. So thanks for helping us get the message and the word out to customers. And I think having really crazy winters and really good 4x4s helps a little bit too. So I don't know if we should start doing the snow dances yet. This is just a beautiful Northeast day, so it's really nice to be here in Boston. So thanks for having us. You look at Cherokee just for a second, and we thought it was really important to get out to you guys and talk to you about the Renegade. But while we had the Renegades here, wanted to just briefly touch on some of the things that were happening with Cherokee. Obviously, brand new, launched in October last year. A couple of significant changes for 2015. When you take a look at this one, I think the paint is still actually drying on this. We needed to make sure that you guys got a chance to drive it because it has new start-stop with the V6. The 3.2 liter V6 has got the start-stop feature added to it for this year, and it's pretty impressive. So for a powertrain that gets you 4,500 pounds of towing capability and some really nice 0 to 60 times, you can actually get 29 miles per gallon now with the start-stop feature. That is really a nice seamless event. You drive into a stoplight or a stop sign, and the vehicle just quietly turns off. Because the little telltale on the dash pops up, and the tachometer goes to 0. But if you weren't paying attention to that, you might not even know. And then when you take your foot off the brake, you want to accelerate off, away you go. So good fuel economy technology that we've added to the Cherokee for sure. We've also added a new interior to this. They were asking for a little bit of a lighter interior, so this Limited has got a new light frost beige interior that you can check out. And then we've got some really cool integrated dual tips in the back. So even though it's just introduced, we made a couple of fine-tuned tweaks to the Cherokee because a significant part of our sales growth and a great part of what a lot of people here in the Northeast are looking for in an SUV. Good, affordable vehicle, kind of $200 a month for the vehicle itself, and you get 30 miles per gallon and all the snow capability that you'd ever want with the new Cherokee as well. The 4-cylinder also adds the PZEV option too. So if you wanted to get a PZEV, the partial zero-emission vehicle, you can also get that with the 4-cylinder. So a lot of activity for Cherokee. The main news here tonight for you, the new news is the Renegade. We wanted to make sure that you guys got a chance to see it. Some of you guys saw it in New York, but a lot of times, I've heard as many times now, wow, this new Jeep Renegade is bigger than I thought, or this new Jeep Renegade is smaller than I thought when I saw the pictures. So we just thought we'd bring it out and let you guys see it and feel it and touch it. So it's a significant new addition to the lineup. Compass and Patriot continue. And this is actually coming in as a vehicle that's actually 6 inches smaller than Patriot. If you can believe it, with the road presence that it's got, it's a very substantial looking Jeep, but it is a little bit smaller, and it is the smallest, most capable vehicle that we've ever made. Now, what's really interesting is it brings a lot of its heritage. And George, thanks for bringing the 51 Willys. I couldn't have it a little bit better if it was actually just parked right here, because you can see how the side profile of that Jeep is actually very similar to the side profile of that Jeep, and obviously the icon of our brand with the Jeep Wrangler. But a lot of that style has gone into this. Obviously, 7-slot grille, trapezoidal wheel openings, aggressive wheel tire proportions, and yeah, it's boxed. It really does, have a good profile and style that is clearly recognizable as a Jeep. Because it's got open air freedom, we made sure that we had what we call this My Sky. So you can take a look at this. 2 panels come out of the vehicle. You can just pop the panels out, put them in the back, and store them underneath the dual load floor, or put them in the back in a bag, and you've got automatic open air freedom. So that's really important for the Renegade as well. Of course, it's a Jeep, so it's got to have incredible 4-wheel drive capability. And like people, when they first questioned, the new Jeep Cherokee, we brought back an historic name, and we gave it all of the off-road chops that it should have. People accepted it as a Jeep once they realized it was, a very capable 4x4. Well, the same thing is going to hold true with the new Jeep Renegade. It's got 2 4-wheel drive systems, active drive and active drive low. And with the low range that is in the Trailhawk here, it's got a 20-to-1 crawl ratio. So it's even better than Compass and Patriot as far as a crawl ratio. It means it puts the power to the ground, and in fact, a very impressive way as well, because it can actually deliver 100% of the torque to whatever wheel has the most traction. And that's incredible. It keeps you going through, crazy snow. It doesn't have, the brake limiters that just turn off a 4-wheel drive system as soon as you start going into snow. It just keeps moving the power around. It keeps powering the Jeep forward. So it's very good. It's also very efficient. It's got the axle disconnects, and it runs as a front-wheel drive car when it's not needed. But as soon as you need the 4-wheel drive system to work, it will engage the systems as needed, and it's really good. It also has a select terrain switch, so you can put it in snow or mud or rock, or just leave it in automatic mode and let the Jeep transfer the power around. So it's a really good 4-wheel drive. 2 powertrains, a 1.4 turbo. It comes with a 6-speed manual transmission in both front-wheel drive and 4x4. So it'll be one of the only 4x4 manual transmission turbo cars around, if you can think of it that way. And I think a lot of people have fun with the 4 cylinders and the turbo and the manual. It's a neat combination. You put it with a 4x4 as well. I can tell you, from driving a 1.4 turbo, it's a blast. This thing is just fun to drive. I haven't played with it yet in the snow, but I can't wait. It also has a 2.4. The 1.4 has 160 horsepower and it has an upgraded 2.4 4-cylinder as well with 180 horsepower, and that engine is mated to the 9-speed transmission. So the same 9-speed that's in the Jeep Cherokee will also power or be behind the 2.4 with the Jeep Renegade. Lots of safety and technology that you'd expect, and some that you wouldn't expect as well. So when you get inside, you'll see a 5-inch TFT and a 7-inch TFT, some great Uconnect touchscreen, award-winning Uconnect systems that we've that you've learned or fell in love with Grand Cherokee and now the Cherokee. Same sort of system is in the Jeep Renegade, but there's also some other stuff that you might not expect to have in a compact SUV. Stuff like the braking system that will warn you and actually put on the brakes for you when you're maybe not paying attention. It's stuff like voice texting capability, so you don't have to take your hands and look down and text. You can actually keep your hands on the wheel and talk to the radio and do the texting for you. So some of the stuff that is really important to everybody, but it's really something that you'd put your grandkid or your kids or somebody that young folks that are going to be drawn to this car know that safety is behind them as well. There's a ton of connectivity that's all within reach, so you can plug in your phones, you can plug in all your music, and have a great experience with this new Jeep Renegade. So lots of new things to talk about with the Renegade. Inside, you'll see a lot of stylistic cues that are very, really focusing on the next generation of Jeep and technology that are in this vehicle. So you'll see a lot of cues that are the X, that is, kind of the powerful sign from the old Willys and the jerry cans. That's kind of form meets function with the X that is in it's in the roof. It's in the tail lamps that are kind of a copy off of today's Wrangler lamps, and really a nice stylistic cue. There's going to be 4 models, so there'll be a Sport. This is a Latitude. We'll also have a Limited that'll have leather. And then this is the Trailhawk. Trailhawk, like the Trailhawk that we have for the Jeep Cherokee, it's the off-road model. So trail rated, raised ride height, another 0.8 of an inch higher in ride height, aggressive wheels and tires, an aggressive approach angle, 30.8 degrees of approach. So you can see this vehicle is built for a little more for fuel economy, and this vehicle is built a little bit more for approach. And of course, this will have all the skid plates and tow hooks you'd expect to make this vehicle working even on the Rubicon Trail. So not very many people even do tow hooks anymore. We like ours so much, we paint them red. And that's kind of become the signature look of the Trailhawk. So you can tell the very different rugged look with the Trailhawk or the Jeep Renegade Latitude. So that's what we've got for you guys to see. Come on, take a look at them, sit in them and see what you think. And if you haven't taken the new 2015 Jeep Cherokee for a ride too, take it for a drive experience to start off and let me know what you think.
How are these priced?
We haven't announced the price yet, but they will probably start with a 1, and be anything more than that, it probably will get me fired. So, but we haven't announced the pricing. But yeah.
Price on the Cherokee.
Pardon me?
What's the price on the Cherokee? What range?
The price starts at $22,995 for the 2015 Cherokee. The the Altitude edition out there is $24,995. That's the blacked out version with the black wheels and the all the black interior and the black graphics. That's a $25,000 package.
Is that before add-ons and all that?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, you can get a Jeep Cherokee into the 37 or 38 range. That one is probably 38 topped out with the Limited. As Richard will attest, we can't keep the Limiteds in stock. It's amazing how quickly the Jeep Cherokees are turning. So, yeah. So.
You trying to sell these in global markets outside of the U.S.?
Yes.
With regard to selling in Europe, are you guys looking at marketing for the vehicle where, like, rally racing might be more their style versus off-roading?
It's neat because we're trying to be true to our heritage and what Jeep means. But you're right, Jeep is translated in four-wheel drive capability differently across the world. So the EMEA guys are going to translate that a little bit differently than we are, but we're staying very true to our, this is what we do. We rock crawl, we go to Moab, we do Rubicon. It's the stuff that we'd expect, but they're going to translate it a little bit differently in the different markets.
I know Jeep is Jeep.
Yes.
And it's unique to itself. But who's your competition?
It's interesting because I like to think there's nobody, but that's just too naive, right? I mean, we try to have a unique space that is as pure to 1941 and the Willys that it makes us a little bit separate, right? We've got a bunch of passion that brings that comes along with that nobody else can really say they've got the heritage or they've got the capability or they've got the combination of heritage capability, and which I would say the biggest difference is that nobody else can say they have is the family nature, almost the tribal nature of the Jeep family, right? The Wrangler folks, they all wave at each other, and in fact, when my wife was driving a Grand Cherokee, she'll say, "Get me back in my Wrangler," because no one waves at me when you're driving a Grand Cherokee. It's the tribal nature or the family nature that's got roots right back to the Rubicon Trail that have got all the Jeep guys kind of sticking together. And it's out the roof, you got your roof off, out the door, if you get your doors off, and just a little hand finger off, your steering wheel, if you're just driving along like anybody else. But from that sense, there's nobody else that's close. Obviously, we get customers, Cherokee's getting a lot of import car customers because it's got great fuel economy and it's got a great price that's kind of in their range, but they're not going to have to shovel their driveways anymore, you know what I mean? So they're liking it that. Grand Cherokee, we're getting a lot of import luxury stuff, with BMW, in fact, BMW X5 owners have realized that an SUV can be actually capable in the snow, so they're driving Grand Cherokees now. There's a wide scope of people, but we like to try to keep ourselves separate from the way we call ourselves Jeep. Is that fair?
Yeah, I didn't know who your high-end stuff might be, but I don't know where Land Rover fits in, but that's what I mean.
Yeah, you know, they do, you know, there's not a whole lot of cross-shopping here because they don't sell a whole lot of cars here in America. You know, so, you know, I should mention the sales thing. I was supposed to, and I forgot. So thanks for the reminder. But when I was here in May, I was a little bit distracted. As you guys knew, some of you, as we talked, I was tasked with selling 100,000, you know, in the month of May, and around the world, and certainly 70,000 here in America. And we pulled it off. We had our best month ever in the month of May. And we've actually had 5 of our most consecutive best months in the month now forever. We're shooting hard here at another big number for the month of August. But it's working out pretty good so far. We're tracking nicely to 1 million units, which is the goal for the Jeep brand here. So up 44% calendar year to date here in America, and 50% just last month in the Northeast, and tracking for 1 million. So we're all coming to fruition, and the plants are able to get us the vehicles that we can. We'll be able to get to our goal of 100 million. So we're getting there. Yes.
Target audience for the Renegade. When I'm thinking of stories of, like, you know, the Scion XB, they thought it was going to be this big used market that was going to swell and buy it. It turned out that a lot of retirees and stuff found the car interesting. Are you talking in particular demographic as far as, like, younger or older or middle, or, I mean, obviously you take something from all ends, but, you know, is there one in particular?
It has been designed with, you know, with a youthful flair, for sure. You know, the nice thing about the Jeep, it's almost the Jeep mindset as anything else, is the, you know, the dreamers and the doers and the active lifestyles that are as important to the Jeep portfolio as it is, you know, the youth or the millennials or the older demographic. So it has been designed with youth in mind, but more importantly than that, it's actually designed with the Jeep active lifestyle in mind. So, you know, whether you're somebody that's, you know, coming out of high school and wants to put a vehicle in their driveway that's, you know, got some really cool Jeep cachet that goes with a great fuel economy package, you know, that they want to go out and take surfing if you're in California, great. Or if you want to take it to your coolest fishing spot, you know, here in the Northeast, and you're retired, it'll fit into your life. That's the best thing about a Jeep.
Can I ask you, you mentioned the start-stop technology on the Cherokee.
Yes.
Is that standard? Is that the first time you put that in your vehicles?
That is the first time, and it's a class exclusive in the midsize SUVs. It is standard on the V6s. So the V6 is a $1,500 option, and it is standard. It comes standard with the V6 this year.
And that's the first in the Jeep name that you use that?
Indeed. Yeah, first time.
Can you defeat it?
You can. There's a button on the bottom of the center stack that you can, it's got a little circle, you can turn it off if you want to turn it off. But it's neat, it's fun technology. Yes?
Am I correct that the Renegade goes on sale soon in Europe?
Yes, starts in near the end of this year in Europe, and just near the first of next year here in America.
And how will it be marketed in Europe? You involved in that at all?
You know, just enough to be dangerous. So yeah, my responsibility is here in the States, so I could attempt an answer to that, but I wouldn't be fair. Yes?
Where's the Renegade going to be built?
It's going to be built in Melfi, Italy. So we've designed and engineered it right here in Auburn Hills, and the plant that produces them that will start up here next month will be in Italy.
This is the Renegade or start to finish with that?
Pardon me?
Oh, vehicle start to finish with you go?
Well, yes. Now it'll have an engine from Kokomo, or a transmission from Kokomo, an engine from where's your engine? Trenton, Ohio, and what's that? Yeah, Dundee. So pieces of it from here will go there, and other pieces will come back.
So I know that the Wrangler is the vehicle you guys will modify and lift and whatnot, but are you guys exploring some sort of in-house personalization for vehicles like the Cherokee and the Renegade that sort of keep everything within warranty but give guys an option in-house to give it a more personal look?
Yes. Yes, and I have work to do still to make it work for Wrangler. We're working on that. But there's going to be a lot of Mopar and Jeep Performance parts that will be available from the beginning with this vehicle, because customization is key, especially for Wrangler, as you know. I mean, the guys they drive it out of the showroom and you're instantly starting to modify your Wrangler, and once you have a Wrangler in your driveway, you're modifying it until you're dead. You know, it's just what you do. So yeah. Yes.
Have you guys released fuel economy numbers yet for the Renegade?
We have only said that it will be better than 30.
Okay.
And it will be significantly better than 30.
Wow.
You know, it's a square, and it's amazing what the guys have done with the aerodynamics on this. It's actually one of the best vehicles that we've done, small square, but the way that they've rounded off the edges, they've really done a nice job with the efficiency, with the spats on the side, and even the way the rear spoiler and the head or the tail lamps kick the air around this vehicle. It's a very efficient package. When people look at it and think, okay, it's a square versus, you know, something that's round, it's going to be you know, different. But it's a very efficient package with the way they've done it. Really good CD numbers, which I had in my head at one point today, but they're gone. I'll get you the CD number for it. Yes?
Does the platform have any commonality with other vehicles within the Fiat Chrysler group?
Yes, it's a modified small wide platform. So it does have connections to other Fiat vehicles, but it is a very aggressively modified because it's a small wide 4x4. And to make sure that it has the capability, we've modified almost all four corners of this to be a Jeep. But it's a very strong platform, very structurally rigid, which makes it really, really fun to drive on and off road, which is kind of cool.